major rescue operation is underway after an oil tanker and a cargo ship collided in the North Sea on Monday, sparking a massive fire and injuring 32 people. According to AFP, the injured have been brought ashore for treatment, with ambulances lined up at the Grimsby port. The UK Coast Guard is coordinating the operation after receiving reports of the collision off the coast of East Yorkshire. Authorities are also assessing the potential environmental impact. Television images showed thick black smoke and flames rising from the scene, located about 16 kilometers from the coast. According to the Royal National Lifeboat Institution, fires broke out on both ships and some crew members abandoned the vessels. The International Maritime Organization confirmed that firefighting and search and rescue efforts are the current priority. UK Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander expressed concern and is closely monitoring the situation. Multiple rescue teams, including helicopters, aircraft, and lifeboats from 4 towns, are involved in the response. Tensions in Gaza have escalated further as Israel's decision to cut electricity supply to the besieged territory sparks strong condemnation. The Palestinian Authority has called the move an escalation in genocide, highlighting the worsening humanitarian crisis. With Gaza already struggling under severe restrictions, electricity cut adds to the hardship, impacting hospitals, homes, and essential services. The Palestinian Foreign Ministry has urged the international community to take immediate action, warning that this decision worsens displacement and suffering in Gaza. The United Nations has also weighed in, with Francis Albanese, the UN Special Rapporteur on the occupied Palestinian territory, issuing a genocide alert. She warns that without power, desalination stations will stop functioning, leaving Gaza without clean drinking water. Albanese strongly criticized countries that have not imposed sanctions or an arms embargo on Israel, accusing them of aiding what she calls one of the most preventable genocides in history. Meanwhile, Hamas has condemned Israel's electricity cut as cheap and unacceptable blackmail, accusing it of using essential services as a tool to pressure the group into releasing captives. Hamas official Izzat al-Rish stated that this move follows previous restrictions on food, medicine, and water, further worsening conditions for Palestinians. With humanitarian agencies already warning of catastrophic consequences, the power cut has intensified calls for urgent international action. The State Bank of Pakistan has decided to hold the policy rate steady at 12%, despite a sharp decline in inflation to a near-decade low of 1.5% in February. The central bank, which has already cut rates by 10 percentage points since June 2024, assessed that the current interest rate remains positive enough to sustain macroeconomic stability. Analysts were split on the decision, with many expecting a cut of 50 to 100 basis points. The SBP highlighted concerns over core inflation, volatility in food and energy prices, and a rising current account deficit, which turned negative in January. While economic indicators suggest some improvement in business sentiment and economic activity, the external account remains under pressure due to weak financial inflows. The bank reaffirmed its cautious stance, emphasizing the need for structural reforms and fiscal discipline to achieve sustainable growth. Meanwhile, political tensions escalated as President Asif Ali Zardari, in his address to the joint session of Parliament, warned that the government's unilateral policies are putting the Federation under immense strain. His remarks came amid growing discord between the ruling PMLN and its key ally, the PPP. The primary concern revolves around controversial canals in Punjab's Cholistan region, which some claims will reduce its water share and harm agriculture. President Zardari urged the government to abandon the plan and seek consensus among federating units. He also called on lawmakers to prioritize national interest over political differences and focus on strengthening institutions, improving governance, and reviving the economy.